In all seriousness, in this generation, what can we be focused on and why? Maybe we can begin with the truth, but we need to define the truth, and that truth is the black truth. Welcome to this YouTube video, to our channel. Like, share, subscribe, and let us walk this journey together. What is the truth? The truth is when you apply true knowledge throughout your entire life, and then you start to experience your original reality, and you shape that original reality. Therefore, you start to know yourself consistently. And when you do that, it synchronizes with something that is very, very critical and very, very important, which is your identity, your actual identity. And in line with that, then the truth will stay with you even if you are tempted to do otherwise. That's black power. We invite you to rise up to this truth and also to enroll into Bantu University. You can use the email join@marifado.com, and you can visit us on our website, so that then and only then can you start to study how you can rise up and reclaim what is all yours and start to relive your Ubuntu, Maati, or Bantu, or black identity. And then you start to enjoy the spiritual and mental awakening that comes from using ancient sources that built up African civilizations that have mesmerized every human being who is on the earth. It's time for cultural re-education. But where and how should we begin? Our agenda really today in this video is to look at African melanin dominant human identity, Bantu University mission, knowing thyself, black truth and self-discovery and actualization, and to look at Bantu foundations and its mysteries. That's where we need to begin. Perhaps we must start by realizing the truth. African melanin dominant human identity was not Christianity, Judaism, Islam, Hinduism, or any ism that you might think of. As melanin dominant human beings, we had our own ancestral and divine veneration and connection and lineages that linked us to the ultimate truth via animistic and ancestral reverence systems. This was and is the reality when we ruled the planet Earth for millions of years until our final collapse around 30 BCE. Let's continue to say that the identity that we had was hijacked by Christianity, by Judaism, and many other religions because we gave in and we were duped to accept them. Long these religions ever came on the earth, we were the original innovators with deep spiritual practices, and our ancestors had wisdom and their deeds were unmatched across the whole planet. We existed for millions of years before any of these belief systems came about. Think about that. Yet today, our true identity has been buried under layers of colonial education, forced narratives, and therefore it makes our thinking inferior, and these deceptive religions masquerade as spiritualities for us, and they make us dumber and dull, and we can never rise up above them. Now, at Bantu University, we know that we are offering the greatest identity concept ever, based on know thyself. Therefore, Bantu University and its Bantu foundations and mysteries refines the pursuit of self-awareness and uncovers latent capabilities that might actually lie dormant up to the point of your death. And therefore, if you do not rise up to know your identity, your true identity, it means that you will not automatically benefit from the privileges that you have physically as a melanin dominant human being. It is true that once you know your identity, you will automatically unlock the doors of your hidden potential, your talents, and your strengths. And also you know your weaknesses. And therefore you will be able to look at both in a dualistic manner and be able to balance and further that one which you want, whether it's for the benefits or otherwise. It is apparent that if you are unaware of your own identity, the eyes will be useless because your mind will be blind. According to ancestral voices, quoting the Igbo proverb, the eyes that are used to see human beings and the physical world, those are not the eyes that are used to see in the spirit. This is very, very important for everybody to master and to understand. The know thyself identity is rooted in your true history, your biological bloodline, your inheritance of in this part of the universe, your origins, because you come from the most powerful empires that were built by your ancestors, and the blood of those ancestors who built these empires flows right in you. Its latent capacity and ability is asleep until it is activated and until it is caused to interact with that wisdom and to look what is happening today, so that you can rise to lead to a greater sense of purpose and fulfillment. Black truth, once it is known, it needs something on top of it. It needs a number of activities, narrative therapy, the healing power of your stories, and our stories. Everyone has a story, but you have to tell it, because it will give you the actualization force, superior health, good mental stability, and you live a more authentic, empowered, and meaningful life, because you have got roots that connect you to the infinity. Therefore, you need to identify your ancestral lineage. It will create inventors and then the gods. And you must then, when you know that the black stories and the true stories that you live encourages you to view your life as a series of interconnected stories. And you revisit and rewrite the narrative of your past and gain insight to the events or influences that may have led them to lose, or you to lose, your sense of identity. And then once you reframe these experiences in a way that reclaims your personal identity, your personal agents and agents for self-worth, allows you then to distance yourself these empowering stories and create a new vibe by understanding your original reality and truth. Cultural reconnection and immersive heritage exploration. This is Marifado, where we teach individuals to engage deeply with their ancestral roots through cultural practices, through language immersion, through traditional rituals, or reconnecting with their ethnic and our ethnic communities. This involves visiting your ancestral homelands, learning native languages, and practicing traditional art forms, dance, and music. It works because your cultural identity is the envelope in which your individual identity dwells via your totems and via your paternal and maternal connections. And by embracing that heritage, you can rediscover that lost aspect of yourself and find power and the force in cultural reconnection and advancement. Everybody is following their culture, because the mindfulness that comes, which is based on self-inquiry, causes you to reclaim your authentic self through mindfulness practices and observing your dreams and diarizing those dreams and generalizing your life and having a deep self-inquiry. It will cause you to have that silent power to remove the noise and the discord that comes from this world. It works because it gives you self-awareness and helps you to differentiate between who truly you are and who you are and what you have been conditioned to be. Because in this digital world, you need to detox in solitude and retreats to break from these influences, to break from the news that debilitates and causes your identity to be lost. Because you are constantly being bombarded with external influences through social media and societal expectations. You have to go on a digital detox and take time in solitude, in retreat, and set your time and your individual steps and your goals and your objectives, and that they will be separate and removed from the values that have been set by society and by those that colonized and enslaved us, so that you can be a person and an individual who has their own values, their own desires, and their personal truths without distractions. Because Bantu University will show you how you can step away from external validation and stimulate your own rediscovering method, which really matters. Because without this pressure of conforming to the world around you, using some of these methods that we have given you here, and when you join and you become a member of Bantu University and start the Bantu Foundations, it will mean that you start to actively engage with your past, your culture, and you gain your real identity against all odds. How can you reclaim and start to reclaim every black truth? And what are the benefits of self-discovery and actualization. What it means is you are connected to African inventors. You are connected to the spirit, and you are reawakening the blood of those ancestors that invented a lot of what is moving this world. From the X-ray, lawnmower, mailbox, the mop, traffic lights, straightening comb, potato chips, corn harvester, anything you can name it. Our ancestors invented that. And these ancestors are right within us, in our bloodline. So that Afro identity means you are a ruler, you are a king. Even honest scholars like Count Devoni, in his book, The Ruins of an Empire, realize that the evidence of the African or melanin dominant human being, when he looked in Hamid, he could not resist to say, these people that we are taking as slaves, just think that this race of black men, today our slaves, and the object of our scorn, this is the very race to which we owe our arts, our sciences, and even the use of speech. He was talking to you. He was not talking to a Muslim. He was not talking to a Christian. He was not talking to a slave. He was talking to the essence of the people that had established the arts, the sciences, and even the use of speech that humanity has benefited from. When you come to Bantu University and its mysteries, we offer powerful online video-based training programs based on Bantu foundations and mysteries, where we impart scholars with the reality of knowing themselves, where they come from, and why they are here on the earth, and why they are engaging with the Bantu Foundation at this moment. Because know thyself is a profound calling, which sadly no other university on earth, no other college, no other esoteric society can teach you. No high school can teach you that. Yes, Bantu Foundation will guide you to your authentic identity. It's a highly competitive world that we are living in, not only for resources, not only for spiritualities, but for your soul. And you have to identify and have an identity that withstands any force, any pressure, and your Bantu identity is really your power. Now, Bantu Foundation and Mysteries cannot go along without identifying our enemies. These are the people and these are the organizations and their representatives that are continuing the works of the missionaries. These are powerful pastors, so-called. These are imams and Muslims and others. They borrow from the excerpt of the letter that was written by King Leopold II of Belgium to colonial missionaries in 1883, where he identified that our power was our mystic system, or is our mystic system, as well as our war fetish protection systems, which our ancestors did not want to abandon, but he was saying teach them to abandon that so that they can love poverty, so that they can love to be led. And all these pastors, all of them, if they read the Bible, if they read the Quran, if they read the Gita, if they read the Torah, they are misleading you to take away from you your mystic system. Bantu Foundation Mysteries, Bantu University is saying go back to those mysteries. Because Bantu University will not only reconnect you to your glorious wisdom and to the glorious wisdom of your ancestors, but it will also empower you to stand tall in today's world and compete globally against all odds. It will cause you to lead a life that connects you to your heritage, to your lineage, and to your divinities and to your gods. We know from the Hermetica that we have to choose our gods with wisdom, because the gods, the real gods, left the earth and left us with all the opportunity and the capacity and ability to connect to them. The evil angels are here. They also have the capacity to mingle with us, to drive us into all manner of reckless crime, into wars and robberies and frauds and all things hostile to the nature of the soul. And we are saying, once we know this, we have got the power to rediscover the spiritual and ancestral knowledge that has been hidden from us, and then it will cause us to break free from the mental chains of inferiority, and that it will cause us to walk in knowledge and destined for greatness, and break free from these unloving and hateful evil angels on earth. Your ancestors are calling you. The question is, will you answer? Will you rise and take your place in history? Once again, enroll now, subscribe, support, and invest in your true legacy. Together, we will restore what was lost, and with this knowledge, we will change the world. Now is the time to act. Enroll into Bantu Foundation, Bantu University today, and become part of a growing community that is committed to the reawakening and the rebuilding of our greatness. You can join us at Bantu University to discover, reclaim, rise, born to rise, born great. You can use our email shown here and go to our website and follow the links that are there to join Bantu University. Bantu Foundations is where we relive our divine ancestral wisdom and where we help to craft a compelling legacy. It is important, it is the time now to heed the ancestral calling. I, as your manager to be preacher by LM Duzin Kunikerim Jakanja, says it's time to reclaim the spiritual wisdom of your ancestors. Will you reclaim it with us as Bantu University? Yes, subscribe to our channel, like our videos, share as much as possible, leave a comment, because that will cause us to continue to fight more for our own position on earth. Amen.